live? Oh, it's already started.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Hello. Thank you for joining us with TMDSAS for another interesting entering coursework and transcript correctly. So today what we're doing, we're going to have first just a very short video, sort of like a funny video. Then my colleague, which she's going to introduce herself, then she's going to go on a short presentation. And at the end, we're going to try to answer any questions that you may have. So thank you so much for joining us. And Emily, would like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Emily. I work as a customer service rep at TMDSAS, and I usually help answer your questions regarding any application inquiries y'all have throughout the application cycle. I'm really excited to be here to help answer any questions you have.
Thank you, Emily. Oh, I forgot to say my name. That's funny. I'm Miriam Cabrera, and I am part of one of the applicant liaisons. Okay, let's take a look at this video.
4 things and you'll thank yourself later.
Okay. Let's take a look at it.
Use your official transcript to enter your courses into the application exactly as they appear. Have one from every institution you attended, and don't forget, if you took AP credits or dual credit courses in high school, then you should use the transcript from the community college that granted you credit for those. Read the coursework section of the application guide. The application guide has detailed instructions about how to enter coursework in the application. Also, how to enter planned coursework, as well as other tips and a few unique scenarios that may apply to you, like foreign coursework or IB and CLEP course credit. Use the coursework definitions and classifications found in the application guide. Use these to help you code your courses as you enter them in the application. Wow! That's cool. Lovely. Helpful. Neato. You can also use the course listings for your institution. On the coursework page, you can find the education requirements for TMDSAS and an explanation of the prerequisite coursework report. Beyond that, you should check to see if the schools you are applying to have any additional education requirements. You can find links to the TMDSAS schools by going to the Member Institutions page of the TMDSAS website. Super. Okay, there you have it. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and start the presentation over coursework and transcripts. So like the video said before, before you enter your coursework, make sure that you obtain a copy of your official transcripts from all the schools that you've attended. So make sure that you're entering your coursework incorrectly. So certain courses that you need to also include when you're entering your coursework in your application is repeated courses any courses that you failed or withdrew from, or courses that you took in high school for college credits, like dual credit. And make sure you exclude coursework that has 0 credit hours. So I'm sure one of the most common questions we get, especially for this upcoming cycle, will be how would you code your coursework correctly? And the answer to that is we actually have a whole page on our application guide called Coursework Definitions in PCR that'll give you the guide on how to do that. So I recommend using the application guide for that. So this is the page that applicants will see when they're entering their coursework. So they have the academic status, your coursework type, your prefix, course number, course name, course area, which is where you do the course coding, and the transcript grade, as well as the numbers of hours you taken, and if it was the last time and when was the last time you took it. So the 3 main areas, or the 2 main areas that we have for your coursework is your BCPM GPA. So that includes all your biology, chemistry, physics, and math classes, basically your STEM courses. And then we have your overall college GPA, which is all your college level classes. So now we're in the section on how to enter dual credit coursework. I'm sure some of the applicants have some type of college credit, like IB or AP classes. Some people decided to take some community classes while they were still in high school. So in order to enter it, first you would need to enter the community college that you did take it in college attended, so not the high school that you attended. You would want to enter the terms and the terms attended. And then you would list the courses that you took in the college coursework. And for the academic status, make sure you would put pre-freshman for your dual credit courses, and make sure you mark the course type as dual credit as well. Yes, as a reminder, make sure your coursework is entered exactly how it appears on your official community college transcript and not your main institution. So an example would be like if you took classes at ACC and you transferred them over to UT Austin, you'd want to enter them exactly how they appeared on your ACC transcript. So AP courses, one thing that is commonly confused is how to enter AP courses. So similar to dual credit, you'd also want to put the academic status as pre-freshman, course type is AP, and for the grades, you would put CR or credit, and make sure you also code the coursework using the coursework definitions classifications page on our application guide, and make sure that you enter them the way that they are on your transcript, as long as it's not a lump sum. So an example of a school that does AP lump sums would be like UCLA, I believe. So if you have a school that does AP lump sum, then you would need to request a letter from your registrar's office detailing each of the AP coursework breakdown and send it to us. For planned enrollment, we are aware that some of our applicants won't be finished taking classes, or they'll still be in the middle of taking some classes, which is why we have the planned enrollment section. So in order to enter that, make sure you put it in your college attended and terms attended, and you'd want to use the grade NY or not yet received for any planned coursework, and then you can update it once you receive your official grade. All right, and it looks like that's the end of our slideshow. This is our contact info if y'all have any questions, and then a link to the application guide I mentioned before. We're opening up the room for any questions, if anyone has any. Miriam, I think you're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. Okay, so I know you already covered. Let me just a basic one that we get as okay. Let's see. Do you need your transcripts ready to submit your application?
Do you want me to answer this?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. You do not need to submit your transcripts when you submit your application. We don't want you to submit your official transcripts to us until we send out an official request to get your transcripts. The only exceptions would be unless you're an early decision applicant or an academic fresh start applicant. That's when you would send your application or your transcripts early with your application.
Okay. So the next question that we have is, how do we send my transcript to TMDSAS? Can I upload them on my end?
That is a great question. So on our application guide, we have a section for transcripts that has the instructions on how to send transcripts to TMDSAS, as well as the acceptable methods that we take to accept transcripts.
All right. And then we have another questions about transcript. Let's see. So you need my transcript if I am an AFS or EDP applicant.
Yes, that's correct. You would want to send your transcripts before they are requested if you're an academic fresh start or early decision applicant.
Right. Thank you for that. What are the deadlines?
The deadlines. So we are in the process of updating our deadlines for entry year 2026. So you would want to look at our application guide on the deadlines and important dates page for any of the transcript deadlines, letters of evaluation, like when to turn in the different sections of your application.
Okay, cool. So there is a question here about PCR. Let's see.
.download my PCR. So your PCR will be generated after you submit your application. After it's processed, you should be able to see that.
Okay. Okay, let's see if we have any other questions. Okay. So we have a question from Nicole. Hi, Nicole. She's completing her master's right now, and she will be done in August. Will her master GPA be a separate GPA?
Yes, it would be your graduate GPA. So you would have your overall GPA, which is all your undergrad classes you've taken. You would have your BCPM GPA, and then you would have your graduate GPA.
Thank you, Nicole, for that question. We have another question from Rosny. Says, can you explain what an early applicant is and how to qualify to be an early applicant?
Yeah, sure. So there's some programs that we do at Team DSAS. A good example would be the Texas Tech Early Decision Program. Some applicants decide that they want to apply to the Early Decision Program. So the deadlines for that would be earlier than the regular applications, which is why you would submit your transcript before the requests go out.
Thank you, Emily. Rosny, let's see, says no semester hours. If you can expand a little bit more on your question, Rosny, will gladly be able to answer it. Okay, let's see what other questions do we have. Let's see. Okay.
One.
Yeah, there's one. So hi, Veronica. She's asking, will the PCR ever include the BCPM requirements?
That's a good question. Miriam, do you have a good way to explain this?
So the BCPR actually shows you the requirements such in a way that what you need to have in biology, what you need to have in physics, what you need to have in chemistry. So if you're not meeting those requirements, you're gonna I showed you as a deficiency. But if you want more information, our website, tmdsas.com, go to the application, go to application guide, in the section of coursework, you're gonna find the educational requirements, you're gonna find there the coursework needed. You're going to have an explanation also about the PCR. So I will highly encourage you to visit our resource. Okay, thank you for that question, Veronica. Amber, so she's asking, do you require credit hour conversion?
To that, I say it depends. If your school is on just like a normal semester hour basis, we would recommend for you to just put exactly what's on your transcript. It gets a little bit different if your school is on a different type of grading or semester system. But for that, for example, we have like the quarter, there's some schools that are on the quarter system. We have resources on our TMDSAS coursework page if you need more resources pertaining to coursework hour conversions there. And I highly recommend that you go check that out.
Yes. Okay, we have another question from Amber.
Class as a pass-fail to replace a lower grade, are you required to include the original grade if the class is a BCPM or prerequisite? Yes. So regardless of what type of class it is, as long as you took a class in college and you had to retake it, make sure you include both the original attempt as well as the second one as well.
Yeah, and then if I may add something, when you're entering the course, make sure there is a section that says last time taken. So your first attempt, you will put no, and then your second attempt, you will put yes, because that's your last time taken. Okay, we have
for military courses, do you need to write the courses the same way they're showing on the military transcript? Because most of the courses are not traditional courses.
yes, you do. Just as your transcript shows, that's how you need to enter, with the prefix number, the core number, and the description. Great question. Okay, let's see another question, Veronica. So if I'm understanding properly this question, your PCR is going to show only, it's going to show your English requirement, your biology, your chemistry, your physics, and your math also. So I don't know if that's what you're asking, Veronica.
I think she might be asking if there's like a difference between the TMDSAS requirements and Baylor in particular.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I would highly suggest to go and see on our website because we have individual the school course listing, and she can find more information there. Okay. Okay, so let's see if we have more questions from this side. We get asked often this question. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna read it to you. Let's see, but let's remove that one first. So what happened, Emily, if my AP courses are listed as a lump sum in my transcript? What do I need to do?
Yeah, so I think that's similar to what we talked about a little bit earlier, where if your school does AP credits in a lump sum, you need to go to your university registrar and request for them to send us a breakdown of the AP credit. You would just want to send it to info@tmdsas.com.
Yeah, and that's very important, Emily, because it's gonna create some delays if you don't have all your AP courses. Break it down. Okay, another question that we have here. So let's see. Okay, we have another question here.
Will a certain course count towards my biology credits? And the answer to that, I would say, would be potentially. Generally, if the whatever course someone is asking about is taken under the biology department, then generally it will count towards a biology credit for your PCR. Student, do I have to enter all the coursework I've done in my app, even though it's not med or podiatry? Yes, any college coursework that you have, make sure you put it in the college coursework section.
Okay. We have another question here. Let's see.
Do you have osteopathic schools? Yes, we do. I believe we have two. We have the osteopathic school at Sam Houston, their DO program, and we also have the DO program at UNT in Denton. How early should people apply That's a good question. So our application opens up May 1st, and then submissions open up May 15th. The schools do admissions on a rolling basis, but you want to make sure that when you're filling out your application, that you're taking the time to make sure the information is correct, is up to quality, because there are some sections of the application that you won't be able to change after you submit it. So make sure that you're taking care that you're not missing any of the deadlines and that you're being aware of that the rolling admission basis, but make sure that you're also taking care that your application has all the correct information and that it's up to quality.
That's exactly right, Emily. I think sometimes we get a little bit excited about starting doing something and we may rush into things. So like I always say, when the doors are open, don't run through them. Just walk and take your time. So we have another question here. Let's see.
Have a list of prereqs listed on your website. Yes, under the coursework section of the application guide, we have the list of prereqs.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm a transfer student, so I have 2 separate GPAs. How will my GPA be calculated? So at TMDSAS, everything is standardized. So any attempts that you take will be counted all the same.
This is another very important question. Let's see.
Can I apply without my prereqs being completed? Yes, you could definitely apply without having all your prereqs completed. But one thing that we do want to make sure you know is that it could potentially come up as a PCR deficiency. When that happens, like don't freak out. It just shows that there's certain classes that you need to fulfill the requirements of before you matriculate into whatever school you get accepted into. And as soon as you finish the course and get the grade for that and update your college coursework section, that should go away. How do I enter study abroad courses? So when you're entering study abroad courses, you would still enter it under the main institution that you took it under. So an example would be like, let's say you studied abroad in Australia for 1 semester. When you were still going to UT, you would still put that under your UT coursework.
All right. We still have 2 more minutes. And okay, I have another question that just came in. Let's see.
It's a good one. How do I update my grades after submitting my application? So when you open up your application portal, there is an option to send a message to TMDSAS admin, and that would be your main form of communication with us. So if you have any issues with your applications, any questions that you want to ask, that would be your go-to form of communication with our team. You would just send us a message, or the admin team a message letting us know, like, hey, I got my grades. Can I update them? And then one of the members of admin can unlock the terms for you to go in and update your grades.
Thank you, Emily. And I think we have time for just one more question. And this one can be confusing. Sometimes it gets confused with study abroad courses. So let's see this question. And that will be
enter international coursework.
I can address that one. So all the international coursework should be entered in the college coursework section. But note that TMDSAS does not verify foreign coursework for authenticity. And nor are these grades, the grades are also not included in the TMDSAS GPA calculations. So you're required to submit transcript from every international institution attended. Now, this is totally different than study abroad courses, which they fall under Canadian or US institutions. Okay, I think, Emily, we have covered the entering coursework and transcript correctly. So I think we thank each one of those who attended. And please make sure to contact us. If you still have more questions about coursework, number one, you can visit our website, tmdsas.com, application guide, coursework section, or you can send us our questions to info@tmdsas.com. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Thank you,
Thank you.
Emily. Bye.